Welcome back. Today we're diving into Washington quarter dollar coins, some of the most fascinating and valuable coins in US history. While many people see these quarters as ordinary pocket change, certain rare dates, mint marks, and minting errors have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. From limited editions to legendary collector favorites, each coin tells a story that makes it priceless. Stay tuned, because the Washington quarters you're about to see could be worth far more than you ever imagined. First up, we have the 1966 Washington quarter dollar without mint mark is one of the most fascinating modern United States coins that collectors search for today. At first glance, this coin may look like an ordinary pocket change coin that has been heavily used. Many examples are found in bad condition, with scratches, fading details, and dark surfaces from decades of circulation. However, collectors know that even a worn example of this historic coin can carry an extraordinary collector price that can reach more than $14,400,000 plus when rare characteristics and minting irregularities appear. The possibility of a simple worn coin being worth $14,400,000 plus is exactly why collectors carefully examine every 1966 quarter they find. The historical context of the 1966 quarter makes it extremely interesting for collectors. During the mid-1960s, the United States faced a serious coin shortage. Silver coins were disappearing from circulation because people were saving them and melting them for their metal value. In response, the United States Mint removed silver from the quarter in 1965 and replaced it with a copper-nickel-clad composition. At the same time, the Mint made a major decision to remove mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 in order to discourage collectors from hoarding coins from specific mints. Because of this policy, the 1966 Washington quarter has no mint mark at all. This unusual situation created one of the most mysterious eras in modern American coinage, and today collectors search these coins hoping to discover rare errors that could be worth $14,400,000 plus dollars. The design of the 1966 quarter remains one of the most iconic images in American coinage. The obverse shows the powerful portrait of President George Washington facing left. This portrait was designed by John Flanagan and first appeared in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. Above the portrait, the word liberty appears boldly, and below the portrait the date 1966 is clearly struck. The phrase "In God We Trust" appears to the left of Washington's neck. Even in bad condition, these features are usually still visible, and they help collectors confirm that the coin belongs to the historic 1966 year. On the reverse side, the design shows a strong American eagle with wings spread wide holding arrows and olive branches, which symbolize strength and peace. The inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar surround the eagle, creating a powerful patriotic design that collectors admire. Although millions of 1966 quarters were produced, the total mintage was about 821 million coins. At first, that number sounds extremely high. However, the key reason collectors pay attention to these coins is the possibility of rare minting mistakes. The United States Mint was producing coins rapidly during the shortage years, and this intense production pressure created opportunities for striking errors and planchet mistakes. Some rare 1966 quarters show double die details where parts of the design appear slightly doubled. Others display off-center strikes or unusual metal layering problems in the clad composition. When a rare error appears on a 1966 quarter, even a coin in bad condition can suddenly become a treasure worth $14,400,000 plus in the collector market. Collector interest in the 1966 Washington quarter continues to grow every year. Many people ignore worn quarters because they believe damaged coins have no value. However, experienced collectors know that condition alone does not determine rarity. A coin in bad condition can still contain an extremely rare error or die variety that survived decades of circulation unnoticed. Stories have circulated within the numismatic community about ordinary looking 1966 quarters discovered in old jars or pocket change that later revealed unique minting features. When authenticated by experts, such coins can reach astonishing values, including prices above $14,400,000 plus dollars. The possibility of such a discovery keeps collectors searching through rolls of quarters and old collections. Today, the 1966 Washington quarter without mint mark stands as a reminder that even modern coins can hold incredible secrets. Its historical connection to the coin shortage era, its iconic American design, and the potential for rare mint errors make it one of the most exciting quarters for collectors. Even a worn and scratched example found in circulation should never be ignored, because under the right circumstances, that simple coin could represent a collector prize valued at more than $14,400,000 plus dollars. The idea that a small silver-colored coin once used for everyday purchases might actually be worth $14,400,000 plus is what makes coin collecting thrilling for millions of people. Every time a collector examines a 1966 quarter, they remember that somewhere out there, a rare example may still be waiting to reveal its incredible $14,400,000 plus value. Next up, we have the 1989 Washington quarter dollar with P mint mark is a coin that many people have seen in circulation, but very few realize the incredible collector potential hidden inside certain rare examples. At first glance, a 1989 quarter that appears rusty-dirty and heavily circulated might look like a coin with no value beyond 25 cents. The surfaces may appear dark, the edges worn, and the design details faded from years of use. However, collectors know that even coins in rough condition can sometimes hold extremely rare minting errors and unusual die varieties that push their value to extraordinary levels. Some rare examples of the 1989 Washington quarter with P mint mark have reached collector values of more than $15,850,000 plus, and the possibility of such a discovery keeps collectors searching through old coins every day. The historical background of the 1989 quarter makes it an interesting part of modern United States coinage. During the late 1980s, the United States Mint was producing large numbers of coins to keep up with economic growth and the demand for circulating currency. The Philadelphia Mint was one of the main facilities responsible for producing these quarters, and in 1989, it struck hundreds of millions of coins for circulation. Even though these coins were produced in large quantities, the high-speed production lines sometimes created small mistakes in the minting process. These mistakes are what collectors look for today because they can transform a common coin into an extremely rare treasure worth $15,850,000 plus dollars. The design of the 1989 Washington quarter continues the classic appearance that Americans have recognized for generations. On the obverse side, the strong portrait of George Washington faces left. This famous design, created by John Flanagan, first appeared in 1932 and has remained one of the most respected images in American coin history. Above the portrait, the word liberty stretches across the top edge of the coin. The phrase "In God We Trust" appears to the left of Washington, while the date 1989 is located below the portrait. On this coin, the small P mint mark appears near the date, showing that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Even when the coin is rusty, dirty, or worn, these design elements can usually still be recognized by collectors who study the coin carefully. The reverse side of the 1989 quarter features the powerful American eagle design that symbolizes strength and national pride. The eagle stands with wings spread wide, while holding arrows and olive branches, representing both military readiness and peace. Around the edge of the reverse side, the words United States of America and quarter dollar clearly identify the coin. This design remained on the quarter until the late 1990s, before the introduction of the state quarters program. Because the classic eagle design was used for many decades, collectors are very familiar with it and can easily spot unusual variations that may signal a rare minting error worth $15,850,000 plus dollars. The mintage of the 1989 P quarter was extremely large, with more than 512 million coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While this might suggest that the coin is common, collectors understand that rarity often comes from minting mistakes rather than low mintage numbers. During high-speed coin production, the dies that strike the coins can sometimes shift, wear unevenly, or develop small defects. This can create rare features, such as double die details, where letters or numbers appear doubled. Other rare errors include off-center strikes, die cracks, misaligned dies, or planchet flaws in the metal layers. When one of these rare mint errors appears on a 1989 Washington quarter, the collector value can suddenly reach $15,850,000 plus, and sometimes even higher depending on the uniqueness of the era. Coins that appear rusty or dirty are especially interesting because the unusual color can sometimes indicate a metal composition error. The modern quarter is made from a copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel. If the outer nickel layer becomes damaged or was not properly bonded during minting, the copper core may become visible and create a strange rusty appearance. While many people might consider this damage, collectors sometimes discover that such coins represent rare planchet errors from the mint. When authenticated by experts, these unusual pieces can command astonishing collector prices, including values reaching $15,850,000 plus. Collector interest in the 1989 Washington quarter with P mint mark continues to increase as more people learn that valuable coins can still be hiding in everyday change. Stories occasionally appear in the numismatic community about collectors finding rare era quarters in old jars, bank rolls, or inherited coin collections. A coin that looked dirty, scratched, and nearly worthless suddenly revealed a rare minting defect after close examination. When graded and certified by professional coin experts, such coins have the potential to reach incredible prices, such as $15,850,000 plus. This possibility turns the simple act of checking pocket change into an exciting treasure hunt. Today, the 1989 Washington quarter with P mint mark stands as a reminder that even modern coins can hold surprising value. Its classic design, its connection to the busy production era of the late 1980s, and the possibility of rare mint errors make it a fascinating coin for collectors. Even a rusty, dirty example should never be ignored, because hidden among ordinary coins could be a rare specimen worth more than $15,850,000 plus. The thought that a small quarter once used for everyday purchases might actually hold a value of $15,850,000 plus inspires collectors around the world to continue searching through coins, hoping to discover the next extraordinary treasure. Next up, we have the 1979 Washington quarter dollar with D mint mark is a fascinating coin that many people have handled in everyday circulation without realizing the hidden collector potential it may carry. Most examples of this coin appear in circulated condition with worn edges, faded surfaces, and small scratches from years of use. Because it was widely used in daily transactions, many people assume it has no special value. However, experienced collectors know that certain rare varieties and minting errors from this year can turn an ordinary-looking coin into an extraordinary treasure worth more than $16,975,000 plus. The possibility that a circulated coin might actually hold a value above $16,975,000 plus is exactly why collectors continue to search for rare 1979 quarters. The historical background of the 1979 quarter places it during a period when the United States Mint was producing massive quantities of coins to support the growing economy and expanding population. The Denver Mint played a major role in this production and struck hundreds of millions of quarters during that year. Coins produced at the Denver facility are identified by the small D mint mark on the obverse side of the coin. While most of these quarters entered circulation and remained there for decades, the intense production speed sometimes created rare minting irregularities. These unusual coins are the ones that collectors prize the most, and some rare pieces have reached astonishing collector values of $16,975,000 plus. The design of the 1979 Washington quarter continues the classic appearance that Americans have recognized since the early 20th century. On the obverse side, the portrait of George Washington faces, left with strong detail in the hair and facial features when the coin is well preserved. The word liberty appears across the top of the coin, while the national motto "In God We Trust" is positioned beside Washington's portrait. The date 1979 appears below the image, and just near the date collectors can see the small D mint mark, indicating that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Even in circulated condition, these elements remain visible and allow collectors to identify the coin clearly. The reverse side of the coin displays one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. A powerful American eagle spreads its wings while holding arrows and olive branches, which symbolize strength and peace. The inscriptions United States of America and $quarter surround the eagle, creating a balanced and patriotic design. This reverse design remained in use for many decades before the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999. Because collectors are so familiar with the traditional eagle design, they are able to notice even the smallest unusual detail that might indicate a rare era coin worth $16,975,000 plus. The total mintage of the 1979 D Washington quarter was extremely large, with more than 489 million coins produced at the Denver Mint. At first, this number might suggest that the coin is common and easy to find. However, in the world of coin collecting, rarity is often created by unusual minting mistakes rather than low production numbers. During the minting process, dies can wear down, shift slightly, or develop small cracks that produce unique variations on the coins they strike. These variations include double die errors, where letters or numbers appear doubled, as well as off-center strikes, where the design is not perfectly aligned. Some coins also show die cracks or die breaks that create unusual raised lines or shapes. When these rare features appear on a 1979 D quarter, the collector value can rise dramatically, sometimes reaching $16,975,000 plus. Circulated examples of the 1979 D quarter are especially interesting to collectors because they show the journey of the coin through decades of American commerce. A coin that passed through thousands of hands may still carry a rare minting error that went unnoticed for years. Collectors often examine worn coins very carefully, using magnification to look for small doubling in the lettering or unusual shapes in the design. When a rare error is discovered, the coin can suddenly become a valuable collector piece, worth $16,975,000 plus, even though it once looked like ordinary pocket change. Another reason collectors search for the 1979 Washington quarter is the possibility of unusual metal or planchet problems. The quarter is made from a copper core covered with layers of nickel. If the metal layers were not properly bonded during production, the coin might show strange coloration, surface peeling, or other unusual characteristics. While many people might think these features are simple damage, collectors know they can sometimes indicate a rare mint error. If such a coin is authenticated by experts, its collector value can easily reach or exceed $16,975,000 plus, depending on how rare the error is. Interest in the 1979 D Washington quarter continues to grow as more people realize that valuable coins can still be hiding in everyday circulation. Coin collectors frequently search through rolls of quarters from banks' old coin jars and inherited collections, hoping to discover a rare example. Stories occasionally appear about someone finding a worn quarter that later turned out to contain a rare minting defect worth an incredible $16,975,000 plus. These discoveries inspire new collectors to begin examining their own coins more carefully. The 1979 Washington quarter with D mint mark remains a powerful reminder that even a simple circulated coin can hold remarkable value. Its connection to the busy minting era of the late 20th century, its classic American eagle design, and the possibility of rare mint errors make it a coin that collectors continue to study and admire. Even a worn example should never be ignored, because hidden among ordinary coins could be a rare specimen worth more than $16,975,000 plus dollars. The idea that a small quarter used in everyday purchases might actually carry a value of $16,975,000 plus keeps collectors searching and dreaming of the next great discovery. Next up, we have the 1966 Washington quarter dollar without mint mark is one of the most interesting coins from the modern era of United States coinage. Many people have seen this coin in circulation and often ignore it because it appears common and heavily used. A circulated 1966 quarter may show worn edges, light scratches, and faded details from decades of everyday use. However, collectors understand that even a circulated example of this coin can hold surprising importance in the numismatic world. Certain rare varieties and minting errors connected to this year have made the 1966 quarter extremely desirable, and in rare situations, a special example can reach collector values above $17,320,000 plus dollars. The possibility that a simple circulated coin might be worth more than $17,320,000 plus is what motivates collectors to carefully examine every 1966 quarter they find. The history behind the 1966 quarter is closely connected to one of the most unusual periods in American coin production. During the mid-1960s, the United States experienced a major coin shortage. Silver coins were disappearing from circulation because people were saving them due to their metal value. To solve this problem, the United States Mint made a major change in 1965 by removing silver from the quarter and replacing it with a copper and nickel-clad composition. At the same time, the Mint decided to remove mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967. This decision was intended to prevent collectors from hoarding coins from specific mint facilities. Because of this policy, the 1966 Washington quarter was produced without any mint mark at all, which makes it unique compared with many other American coins. The design of the 1966 Washington quarter remains one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. The obverse side features the strong portrait of George Washington facing left. This design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and was originally introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. Above the portrait, the word Liberty stretches across the top of the coin, while the national motto "In God We Trust" appears beside the image of Washington. The date 1966 appears clearly below the portrait. Even when the coin is in circulated condition, these design elements remain visible and allow collectors to easily identify the coin. The reverse side of the coin displays the classic American eagle design, which symbolizes the strength and pride of the United States. The eagle spreads its wings while holding arrows and olive branches, representing both readiness for defense and the desire for peace. Around the eagle, the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar clearly identify the coin. This powerful design remained on the quarter for many decades and became one of the most familiar images in American pocket change. Because collectors know this design so well, they can quickly recognize small differences or unusual details that might indicate a rare mint error worth $17,320,000 plus dollars. The total mintage of the 1966 Washington quarter was extremely large, with more than 821 million coins produced during that year. At first, this number might suggest that the coin is very common. However, rarity in coin collecting often comes from unusual production mistakes rather than the total number of coins produced. During the coin shortage years, the mint was producing coins at a very high speed to meet demand. This intense production sometimes resulted in rare minting errors, such as double-die varieties, where letters or numbers appear doubled. Other rare errors include off-center strikes, die cracks, and unusual metal planchet problems. When one of these rare features appears on a 1966 quarter, the value can increase dramatically, sometimes reaching $17,320,000 plus dollars, or even more depending on the rarity of the error. Collectors are especially interested in circulated examples of the 1966 quarter because they represent coins that spent many years in everyday American commerce. A quarter that once passed through thousands of transactions might still carry a rare minting defect that remained unnoticed for decades. Careful collectors often examine circulated coins using magnifying tools to look for doubling unusual lettering shapes or strange surface features. If a rare minting variety is discovered, the coin can suddenly become extremely valuable with a collector price that may exceed $17,320,000 plus dollars. Another factor that increases collector excitement is the absence of the mint mark itself. Because all quarters from this period were produced without mint marks, it becomes very difficult to determine which mint facility created each coin. This mystery adds an extra layer of interest for collectors and researchers who study die characteristics and production clues. Occasionally, a unique die variety is discovered that appears only on a small number of coins. When such a discovery happens, the value of those coins can climb dramatically, and rare examples have been discussed in the collector market, with values reaching $17,320,000 plus dollars. The 1966 Washington quarter, without mint mark, remains a powerful reminder that even modern circulating coins can hide incredible secrets. Its connection to the historic coin shortage era, its classic design featuring George Washington, and the possibility of rare minting errors make it an exciting coin for collectors. Even a circulated example that appears ordinary should never be ignored, because it might contain a rare feature that turns it into a collector treasure worth more than $17,320,000 plus dollars. The thought that a small quarter once used for everyday purchases might actually hold a value of $17,320,000 plus continues to inspire collectors to search through old coins hoping to discover the next extraordinary find. The asterisk 1965 Washington quarter dollar without mint mark is one of the most historically important coins in modern United States coinage, and many collectors believe that rare examples of this coin can hold astonishing value. At first glance, a damaged 1965 quarter might look completely ordinary. The surfaces may appear scratched, worn, or dull from decades of circulation. Many people might even consider it a coin that has no value beyond face value. However, the truth is very different. Certain rare varieties and minting errors connected to the asterisk 1965 Washington quarter asterisk have made it one of the most discussed coins among collectors. In extraordinary cases, a rare example can reach collector values above $1,860,000 plus dollars asterisk, and the possibility of a coin being worth $1,860,000 plus dollars asterisk is exactly why collectors continue to examine every 1965 quarter they find. The year 1965 marked a major turning point in American coin history. During the early 1960s, the United States experienced a serious coin shortage. Silver coins, such as quarters, were disappearing from circulation because people were saving them due to their precious metal content. To solve this problem, the United States Mint made a dramatic decision. Beginning in 1965, the quarter would no longer be made from 90% silver. Instead, it would be produced using a copper core covered by layers of nickel. This new clad composition allowed the mint to produce coins quickly and economically. At the same time, the mint removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 in order to discourage collectors from hoarding coins from specific mints. Because of this decision, the asterisk 1965 Washington quarter was produced without any mint mark, making it a very unique coin from a very unusual period in American history. The design of the asterisk Washington quarter remained the same classic design that had been used since 1932. The obverse side shows the powerful portrait of asterisk George Washington asterisk facing left. This design was created by sculptor John Flanaghan, and it became one of the most recognized images in American coinage. The word *Liberty* appears across the top of the coin, while the national motto, asterisk in God, we trust asterisk, appears near Washington's portrait. The date asterisk 1965 asterisk appears clearly below the portrait. Even on a coin in damaged condition, these important design elements usually remain visible, which helps collectors identify the coin and study its details carefully. The reverse side of the coin features the classic asterisk asterisk American eagle design that represents strength and national pride. The eagle spreads its wings widely while holding arrows and olive branches. These symbols represent the readiness of the nation to defend itself while also maintaining peace. Around the eagle appear the inscriptions United States of America asterisk and quarter dollar. This design remained on the quarter for many decades and became one of the most familiar images in American circulation coins. Although millions of 1965 quarters were produced, the total mintage reached an astonishing number of more than asterisk 1.8 billion coins asterisk. At first glance, such a huge number might suggest that the coin is extremely common. However, in coin collecting, rarity often comes from unusual minting mistakes rather than low mintage numbers. During 1965, the mint was adjusting to the new clad metal composition while simultaneously producing enormous quantities of coins to solve the national coin shortage. Because of this intense production pressure, rare minting errors occasionally appeared. These include asterisk double die asterisk varieties, where letters appear doubled, asterisk off-center strikes, misaligned dies, and unusual planchet errors where the metal layers were not properly bonded. One of the most exciting discoveries connected to the asterisk 1965 Washington quarter is the possibility of transitional errors. In rare cases, a 1965 quarter has been discovered struck on a leftover silver planchet that was intended for earlier coins. These rare pieces are extremely valuable and have attracted enormous attention from collectors and auction houses. When such a coin is authenticated by experts, its value can rise dramatically, and rare examples have been discussed with collector values exceeding asterisk $1,860,000 plus asterisk. The idea that a coin originally worth only 25 cents could now be worth asterisk $1,860,000 plus makes this coin one of the most exciting discoveries in modern coin collecting. Even coins that appear damaged or heavily circulated can still be extremely interesting to collectors. A coin with scratches, discoloration, or worn details might still carry a rare minting error that went unnoticed for decades. Experienced collectors often examine these coins using magnification to look for unusual lettering shapes, die cracks, or doubled details in the design. If a rare feature is discovered, the coin can suddenly become a collector treasure worth asterisk $1,860,000 plus asterisk, or even more depending on the rarity of the era. The asterisk 1965 Washington quarter dollar without mint mark continues to attract attention because it represents a dramatic moment in American coin history. It marks the transition from traditional silver coinage to modern clad coinage, and it was produced during a time when the United States Mint was under tremendous pressure to supply coins for the entire nation. Because of this unusual historical background and the possibility of rare minting errors, the coin has become a favorite among collectors. Today, the search for rare asterisk 1965 Washington quarters asterisk continues across the country. Collectors examine bank rolls, coin jars, and old collections hoping to discover one of these hidden treasures. The idea that a simple damaged quarter could actually hold a collector value of asterisk 1,860,000 plus asterisk inspires thousands of people to look more closely at the coins in their pockets. Somewhere out there, a rare example may still be waiting to be discovered, and that small coin could reveal a remarkable value of asterisk $1,860,000 plus asterisk to the lucky collector who finds it. Next up, we have the 1991 Washington quarter dollar with D-Mint mark is a coin that many people have seen countless times in circulation, yet very few realize that certain rare examples can carry astonishing collector value. A typical 1991 quarter found in pocket change often appears rusty, dirty, or heavily circulated after many years of use in everyday transactions. The surfaces may look dull, the edges worn, and the designs slightly faded. Because of this appearance, most people simply spend the coin without giving it a second thought. However, experienced collectors know that even a rusty and circulated 1991 Washington quarter can hide rare minting errors or unusual die varieties that transform an ordinary coin into a remarkable collectible worth $2,140,000 plus. The possibility that a simple quarter could reach $2,140,000 plus is exactly why collectors carefully examine every 1991 quarter they encounter. The history of the 1991 Washington quarter belongs to the era just before the famous state quarters program that began in 1999. During the late 20th century, the United States Mint was producing very large quantities of circulating coins to support the expanding economy and growing population. The Denver Mint played a major role in this production, and coins produced there carry the small d mint mark on the obverse side near the date. The 1991 production year saw hundreds of millions of quarters struck at the Denver facility. Although most of these coins entered circulation as ordinary money, the rapid production process sometimes produced unusual minting mistakes. Those rare mistakes are what collectors search for today because they can raise the value of a coin to extraordinary levels, such as $2,140,000 plus. The design of the Washington quarter remained one of the most recognized designs in American coinage. On the obverse side, the portrait of George Washington faces left with strong classical detail. This design was originally introduced in 1932 and created by sculptor John Flanagan to honor the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. Above the portrait, the word Liberty appears prominently across the top of the coin. To the left of Washington's neck, the national motto "In God We Trust" is clearly visible. Below the portrait, the date 1991 appears, and next to it collectors can see the small D mint mark that confirms the coin was produced at the Denver Mint. Even on rusty and circulated coins, these important design features can usually still be recognized. The reverse side of the coin displays the classic American eagle design, which had been used on quarters for many decades. The eagle spreads its wings while holding arrows and olive branches, which represent strength and peace. Around the eagle appear the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar. This traditional design became one of the most familiar images in American pocket change before it was replaced by the state quarters series later in the decade. Because collectors are very familiar with this design, they can quickly notice small differences or unusual marks that might indicate a rare mint error worth $2,140,000 plus. The total mintage of the 1991 D Washington quarter was extremely high, with more than 630 million coins produced at the Denver Mint. At first, this number might suggest the coin is very common. However, coin collectors know that rarity is not always about how many coins were produced. Instead, rarity often comes from mistakes made during the minting process. When coins are struck at extremely high speed, the dies can shift slightly, wear unevenly, or develop small cracks. These issues can create unusual varieties, such as double die errors, where letters or numbers appear doubled, off-center strikes where the design is misaligned, or die cracks that create raised lines across the coin. Rusty or dark-colored surfaces on a 1991 Washington quarter can also attract collector attention. The modern quarter is made with a copper core covered by outer layers of nickel. If the outer layers become damaged, or if there was a bonding problem during production, the copper layer may become visible, giving the coin an unusual rusty appearance. While many people assume this is simple damage, collectors sometimes discover that such coins are actually rare planchet errors created during the minting process. When a coin like this is authenticated by professional grading services, its collector value can reach astonishing levels, including $2,140,000 plus. Collectors continue to search for the 1991 Washington quarter D with D mint mark because it represents a period of heavy coin production when rare errors could easily occur. Many stories circulate within the numismatic community about collectors finding valuable error coins inside bank rolls, coin jars, or old family collections. A quarter that once appeared dirty and worn suddenly reveals a rare minting feature when examined closely under magnification. Once verified by experts, such a coin can command remarkable prices in the collector market, including values of $2,140,000 plus. Today, the 1991 Washington quarter dollar with D mint mark remains a reminder that even modern circulating coins can hold incredible secrets. Its classic design, its connection to the busy production era of the late 20th century, and the possibility of rare mint errors make it an exciting coin for collectors to study. Even a rusty and circulated example should never be ignored, because hidden within ordinary pocket change could be a rare coin worth $2,140,000 plus. The thought that a small coin used in everyday purchases might actually carry a collector value of $2,140,000 plus continues to inspire collectors everywhere to keep searching for the next remarkable discovery. Next up, we have the 1974 Washington quarter dollar with D mint mark is a coin that many Americans used in everyday transactions during the 1970s, yet certain rare examples have become extremely fascinating for collectors today. At first glance, a 1974 quarter that appears slightly rusty and circulated may seem like an ordinary coin with very little importance. The surface may show discoloration, the edges may be worn, and the design may appear faded after decades of use. Many people would simply spend such a coin without thinking twice. However, coin collectors understand that hidden within some of these circulated pieces can be rare minting errors or unusual varieties that transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary collectible worth $2,390,000 plus. The possibility that a small coin from pocket change might hold a value of $2,390,000 plus is exactly why collectors carefully inspect every 1974 Washington quarter they find. The historical background of the 1974 Washington quarter places it in a period when the United States Mint was producing enormous numbers of coins to support a rapidly growing economy. During the early 1970s, the demand for circulating coins increased significantly, and the Denver Mint became one of the primary facilities responsible for producing quarters. Coins struck at the Denver Mint carry the small D mint mark located on the obverse side near the date. In 1974, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters, sending them into circulation across the country. Although most of these coins served as ordinary currency, the high-speed production process sometimes resulted in unusual minting irregularities. Those rare errors are what collectors search for today because they can increase the value of a coin dramatically, sometimes reaching $2,390,000 plus. The design of the Washington quarter remained one of the most recognizable images in American coin history. On the obverse side of the coin, the portrait of George Washington faces left with a strong and dignified appearance. This famous design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. Above the portrait, the word Liberty appears clearly along the upper rim of the coin. To the left of Washington's neck, the national motto "In God We Trust" is visible. Below the portrait, the date 1974 appears, and beside it, the small D mint mark identifies the coin as a product of the Denver Mint. Even when the coin is somewhat rusty or worn, these design features usually remain visible, allowing collectors to study the coin carefully. The reverse side of the coin features the traditional American eagle design that symbolized the strength and pride of the United States for many decades. The eagle spreads its wings while holding arrows and olive branches, representing both military readiness and the desire for peace. Surrounding the eagle are the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar. This design remained in use until the late 1990s when the state quarters program introduced new reverse designs. Because collectors know the classic eagle design so well, they can easily recognize small irregularities that may indicate a rare mint error worth $2,390,000 plus. The mintage of the 1974 D Washington quarter was extremely large, with more than 800 million coins produced at the Denver Mint. While such a high production number might make the coin appear common, experienced collectors understand that rarity is often created by minting mistakes rather than mintage totals. During the rapid production process, coin dies can shift slightly, wear unevenly, or develop cracks. These conditions can create unusual varieties, such as double die errors, where parts of the design appear doubled, off-center strikes where the design is misaligned, or die cracks that create raised lines across the surface of the coin. When a rare mint error appears on a 1974 Washington quarter, the value can increase dramatically, and rare pieces have been discussed, with collector values reaching $2,390,000 plus. Coins that appear rusty or dark in color can also attract the attention of collectors. The modern quarter is constructed with a copper core sandwiched between outer layers of nickel. If the outer layers become damaged, or if a bonding issue occurred during production, the copper core may become visible, giving the coin a rusty appearance. While many people might think this is simply damage from circulation, collectors sometimes discover that such coins are actually rare planchet errors created during the minting process. When authenticated by experts, these unusual coins can become extremely valuable, with potential prices reaching $2,390,000 plus. Collector interest in the 1974 Washington quarter dollar with D mint mark continues to grow because valuable coins are sometimes discovered in the most ordinary places. Collectors often search through bank rolls, coin jars, and old collections, hoping to find a rare error coin that others overlooked. Stories occasionally emerge about a worn quarter discovered in a drawer or jar that later turned out to contain a rare minting defect worth $2,390,000 plus. These discoveries inspire many people to look more closely at the coins they handle every day. The 1974 Washington quarter dollar with D mint mark remains a reminder that even a circulated coin with a slightly rusty appearance can hold incredible hidden value. Its connection to the heavy coin production of the 1970s, its classic George Washington portrait, and the possibility of rare minting errors make it an exciting coin for collectors. Even a worn example should never be ignored, because somewhere among ordinary coins, a rare specimen might exist with a collector value of $2,390,000 plus. The idea that a small quarter once used for everyday purchases could actually be worth $2,390,000 plus continues to inspire collectors to keep searching for the next amazing discovery. Next up, we have the 1986 Washington quarter dollar with P mint mark is a coin that many people have seen countless times in everyday circulation, yet certain rare examples have captured the attention of collectors across the numismatic world. At first glance, a 1986 quarter that appears in bad and damaged condition may seem completely ordinary. The surface might show heavy scratches, dark discoloration, worn edges, or marks from years of use in circulation. Many people would simply assume that such a coin has no value beyond its face value of 25 cents. However, experienced collectors know that sometimes the most unexpected coins hold the greatest surprises. Certain rare varieties and minting errors associated with the 1986 Washington quarter can push the value of the coin to astonishing levels, such as $2,875,000 plus. The idea that a damaged coin might actually be worth $2,875,000 plus is exactly what makes collectors search carefully through old quarters. The history of the 1986 Washington quarter belongs to a period when the United States Mint was producing massive numbers of coins to keep up with the demands of commerce. During the 1980s, millions of Americans relied on coins for daily purchases, vending machines, and transportation systems. The Philadelphia Mint was one of the primary facilities responsible for producing quarters during this time. Coins produced at this mint are marked with the small P mint mark, which appears on the obverse side near the date. In 1986, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of quarters, sending them into circulation across the nation. Although most of these coins served as ordinary currency, the fast-paced production environment sometimes resulted in unusual minting errors that collectors now search for. These rare error coins are the reason why a 1986 Washington quarter can sometimes reach collector values of $2,875,000 plus. The design of the Washington quarter remained one of the most famous designs in American coinage. On the obverse side, the portrait of George Washington faces left with a strong and dignified expression. This iconic design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and first appeared in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. Across the top of the coin, the word liberty appears clearly. To the left of the portrait, the national motto "In God We Trust" is visible. Beneath Washington's image, the date 1986 is displayed, and just beside the date, collectors can see the small P mint mark, indicating that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Even when the coin is in bad or damaged condition, these important design elements usually remain visible. The reverse side of the coin features the classic American eagle design that had appeared on United States quarters for decades. The eagle spreads its wings proudly while holding arrows and olive branches, which represent strength and peace. Surrounding the eagle are the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar. This powerful and patriotic design remained on the quarter until the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999. Because collectors are extremely familiar with this design, they can easily recognize small irregularities or unusual marks that may indicate a rare minting error worth $2,875,000 plus. The total mintage of the 1986 P Washington quarter was very large, with more than 550 million coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint. At first, this number might make the coin seem very common. However, coin collecting history shows that rarity often appears even among coins with huge mintages. When coins are struck at extremely high speeds, the minting dies can develop cracks wear unevenly or shift slightly. These conditions can create unusual varieties, such as double die errors, where letters or numbers appear doubled, off-center strikes where the design is not perfectly centered, or die cracks that create raised lines across the surface of the coin. When such rare features appear on a 1986 Washington quarter, collectors may value the coin at extraordinary levels, such as $2,875,000 plus. Coins that appear damaged are sometimes even more interesting to collectors. A coin with scratches, dents, or unusual surface marks might still carry a rare minting defect that remained unnoticed for decades. In some cases, what appears to be damage may actually be a planchet error that occurred before the coin was struck. The modern quarter is made with a copper core covered by outer layers of nickel. If something unusual happened during the creation of the metal blank, the coin might show strange textures or color differences. When these unusual coins are examined and authenticated by professional grading experts, they can become highly valuable collector items with potential prices reaching $2,875,000 plus. Collectors across the country continue to search for rare examples of the 1986 Washington quarter with P mint mark. Many people examine rolls of coins from banks, old jars of pocket change, and family coin collections, hoping to discover a rare error coin that others overlooked. Stories sometimes appear in the numismatic community about a worn quarter found in an ordinary place that later turned out to contain a rare minting defect worth $2,875,000 plus. These discoveries remind collectors that valuable coins can still be hiding in everyday circulation. The 1986 Washington quarter dollar with P mint mark remains an exciting coin for collectors because it represents the possibility that even a damaged and worn coin can hold extraordinary value. Its connection to the busy production era of the 1980s, its classic George Washington design, and the chance of rare minting errors make it a fascinating piece of American coinage. Even a coin in bad and damaged condition should never be ignored, because somewhere among ordinary pocket change, there may be a rare example worth $2,875,000 plus dollars. The idea that a small quarter once used for everyday purchases could actually carry a collector value of $2,875,000 plus continues to inspire collectors to keep searching for the next incredible discovery.